let's go check in on the campaign trail. Joining me tonight is senior political reporter Sky News here, Trudy McIntosh, who's been with the Labour campaign in Western Sydney today. Trudy, what was the PM's latest pledge? What's he been up to out there?
Yeah, you won't be surprised, James. Latest pitch, Medicare, Medicare, Medicare. That's how this campaign started, and it's how the Prime Minister wants to finish. Today, essentially rebadging and upgrading existing services out there, which is health hotlines you can call after hours if you need to get advice. It happens from a registered nurse. The change here under Labor will be to make it national. So in Queensland and Tasmania, that program hadn't existed, but also give the nurse the opportunity, if he or she feels it's necessary, to then pass it on for a consult via telehealth with a GP or refer it to a hospital. Anthony Albanese believes he's onto a winner with his strengthening Medicare message. We've heard it repeatedly. You see him hold up that Medicare card at almost every opportunity, and he didn't miss one to do that today. We've seen plenty of pledges on this front, and that is going to be the message that Labor hammers home all the way until May 3. This was part of the Prime Minister's address at a rally in Parramatta.
Life isn't 9 to 5. We all know that. With 1-800 Medicare, neither is healthcare. We build it, we believe in it, we'll protect it and we'll strengthen it. The Liberals will cut it. We know they will do that. You should take him at his word.
Trudy, a couple of things strike me watching this. Number one, it seems like they're trying to develop this sort of cult of Medicare like they have around the NHS in the UK. But also, how is it that we're going to find, let alone pay for all of these registered nurses? I thought we had nursing shortages. Has the Labor campaign said anything about that?
Yeah, the staffing is one of the big issues, not only just the registered nurses, so you can actually get through to someone when you call that 1-800 Medicare number, but also then the GPs that need to be there if they are then triaged onto that opportunity. We saw the Australian Medical Association out today raise concerns about the continuity of care, whether that is in place here, given you won't be seeing your regular GP. The Royal College of GPs, though, itself had questions, saying it would like to figure out more information about how this is going to work. Both sides are now committing to this, the coalition me tooing this policy, so it's going to happen one way or another. But as you say, the staffing thing is critical. We haven't had a chance to ask any questions on that today. No press conference, as is becoming usual on a day that the Prime Minister holds these campaign rallies.
So tell us then, if they're keeping you in the bubble, you haven't had a chance really to talk to anybody on the street or people who've been receiving this message. But do you think that this is going to land with voters?
Well, clearly it tests well in focus groups. We know that these messages are focus grouped to death, if I can put it that way, by both sides as to what actually cuts through to voters. You see it in the polling. Cost of living is number one. Healthcare comes in at number two in terms of the issues that voters care about. Labor believes that because it created Medicare in the past, that it therefore has a strength on this issue. Peter Dutton tried to neutralise that by matching most of the policies when it comes to healthcare. The one he didn't, urgent care clinics, saying that they'll look at creating more but not matching the 50 new sites. You already saw Labor scare on that, James, saying that means they want to therefore cut the existing centres. Now, that's not what Peter Dutton said, but that doesn't necessarily translate in terms of the message that people hear. Yeah,
and fair enough, whether or not those urgent care clinics actually work. There's been some controversy around that. But also, you've been in Parramatta, or Labor's been in Parramatta again. The fact that they've been spending all of this time in Parramatta and Western Sydney, are you getting a sense that they're a bit nervous? I had some polling from one of the Western Sydney seats earlier in the show. Do you think that there's a little concern about sandbagging some of these Western Sydney seats? Because we know from long before the campaign was officially called, this was the battleground that the coalition was going to try and fight on.
Yeah, we know for so many elections, Western Sydney had been the place that both sides fought over. Andrew Charlton in the seat of Parramatta, he won that off the Liberals in 2022, so they do think that he'll be able to stay in place in that seat. Werriwa, as you say, though, a really interesting one because of the change in demographics out there in that suburban fringe of Sydney. That's why the Liberals held their campaign launch. I think it was last Sunday. I'm losing track of time, maybe two Sundays ago. That's a Labor-held seat for a long time. Yeah, 2 Sundays. There you go. I'm losing track. Gough Whitlam's seat, Mark Latham's seat. But the Liberals believe they're in striking distance there in Werriwa. It's a real shift in the map. It's a similar story in outer suburban Melbourne as well.
Right, and campaign is now entering its final week. Peter Dutton is blitzing through 28 seats now, it's been announced. Has there been any indication from the Labour team that they're going to be doing anything like this? I mean, what is the pace of the campaigns like from your perspective about how the two of them are going? Labour seems to be, or rather the coalition seems to be revving up, but has Labour started to run out of puff a bit?
But it seems a little bit to me like campaign situation normal. I remember this time around probably standing on this very same place in 2022 talking about the pace of the Morrison campaign versus the slower pace of Anthony Albanese. In the end, it didn't matter. Anthony Albanese won. We've seen these sort of blitzes in the past. Don't forget the Tony Abbott blitz, where I think he went to something like 30 seats in over 30 hours or right through the night. It's a common campaign tactic. You've got to pity all the staff and journos trailing around the country to them, but they get to go on a pretty magical mystery tour of the wonderful places in this country. Fair
enough. Trudy McIntosh, thanks so much, and enjoy the last few days on the campaign and that magical mystery tour.